A recent demographic and health survey placed Sierra Leone among countries with the highest rate of female genital mutilation or cutting in the world. With a national prevalence of 89.6%, this becomes a wake-up call for advocacy groups campaigning against this practice. Keep the Drum, Loose the Knife, KDLK, is among few organizations championing this cause in Bombali and Cambia districts respectively. Almost 2 years now, 28 traditional circumcisers known as Sowes gave up FGM practice with an alternative means of livelihood. Recently, KDLK embarked on an assessment visit in the 2 operational districts to monitor progress on Sowes that have given up the practice. Karim Kamara, Director, Keep the Drum, Loose the Knife, gives an overview of this assessment tour.
Well, it's kind of a way for we to assess our project as a whole, because it's very important for we to kind of like do that internal assessment to see how well we're doing and whether we need to strategize our project or maybe replan, our strategies. Because we have last year about 28 Sowes across Tonko Limba districts who declare and give up, burn their baskets and give up the practice for an alternative livelihood. So these women have been going through several training and engaging activities across communities.
A cross-section of former Sowes are now engaging on farming and petty trading as an alternative means of livelihood. So how are they coping with this new life? And Aisatu Samura of Kakola in Tonko Limba Chiefdom, Cambia District, explained.
She
gave us capital and I used part of it to buy used clothes for sale. The remaining sum was used to buy seed rice and peanut for my farm project.
The balance way they give me, I am
doing business with the money given to me. I bought peanut to start farm project. Presently, I am cajoling other Sowes to join me in the campaign against FGM. I really want them to think critically about this practice and find a way to abandon it. The practice is not economical and I have decided to abandon it completely. I was having nightmares while I was on this practice.
But what is the reaction of KDLK on its advocacy drive against FGM practice, especially on Sowes who voluntarily gave up the practice but later passed it on to their children? Sarian Kamara again.
To be honest, it was a mixed feelings, but we must say we are seeing progress actually, because we don't expect 100% for these women to kind of like give up the practice like that. It will take time, and we realize that not all of the women that would declare would actually let go of the practice. So this is why we embark. We wanted to know how much work we still have to do. And we noticed, based on this journey, we noticed that we still have a lot of work to do. But we were very impressed with some of the women who have actually given up. This is why we decided to visit them within their community, where we'll get their local chiefs and local members of their community and talk to them in front of their community members.
Hannah Sise of Kabasa community in Tonko Limba Chiefdom passed on the practice to her child. And according to her, she gave up the practice not because of the intervention of KDLK, but poor eyesight. A testimony which KDLK seen as a genuine one.
We don't really see it as a slap in the face, because we want these women to be very honest with us. It's better for we to know that actually this practice is still within this family than for them to lie to us. So we were very happy that she was able to tell us. And then another thing we find out, that she gave up the practice not because of the campaigning that was going on. She gave up the practice because of her eyesight was failing her. So you can see the difference with her, that woman, and the other women who have actually given up the practice because of the campaigning that was going on.
It is widely believed that if communities give up this practice, they could save enough resources to educate the girl child. Izatu Josiah, Deputy Director, KDLK, agrees on this.
Quality education is the center of girl child. We are beginning to get from even the people that are not educated, that they know what it's like, or the benefit of having a girl child going to school or being educated, because some of them were able to tell us about having to see lawyers, doctors, nurses, and what impact that has actually impacted in the societies. So I think swapping, like they're saying, because some of the women made it clear to us that they're actually swapping the basket for education for their kids. What they've not got, their children will be able to get it in future. So for them, they think that is a center of everything.
This high level of advocacy is complemented by the effort of local authorities, as certain communities have seen the need to ban FGM practice. Katantine community in Tonko Limba Chiefdom, Kambia district, is a typical example, and Mohamed Touré is an authority in that part of the country.
Community, we don't stop them because
we have banned FGM in our community. Elders, youth and women generally have unanimously agreed to end the practice in this community. We agree that here should be a model to sustain the project of KDLK. Lots of people now appreciate our bold efforts to end FGM practice. Most of these Sowes are now serving as agents of change in their respective communities.
I'm now engaging other Sowes to stop the practice because the practice isn't lucrative. The little they get from it can't even sustain their family, not to talk of paying their school fees for their children. But now I'm taking good care of my kids and pays their fees.
Now, I am engaging my relatives and the community generally on the effects of this practice. I am now a change agent in my locality.
At Mabuga community in Bombali district, a shrine where Sowes are trained was destroyed, and a new structure being constructed for other social engagement. With exceptional cases where Sowes are passing on the practice to their relatives, what would be the next move of KDLK?
Assessments really shows us that we still have a lot of work to do. So right now we are going to embark on full, advocacy again. So we're going to seize on the declaration for now. For maybe the next 2 years, we want to concentrate on community engagement.
We are not giving up, and I'm happy because now we've met people that have actually given up their basket. They're advocating for the community. These are the people that we wanted in the project, because as a victim themselves, if they're able to sensitize the community, I think that's the way forward.
This project is supported by Orchid under the Bain Fellowship grant.